Morning guys, thanks for joining me. Welcome back to the channel. If this is the first time you've been onto my channel, welcome. Thanks for taking a look. So today, obviously we're back in lockdown 3, so opportunities to go too far afield are restricted. So making use of what I've got on my doorstep, and I am incredibly lucky to have this area of common up in South Devon where I live. It's literally on my doorstep, so I'm going to take advantage of that. What I've done, been up this morning with my littlest daughter and the dog, who will probably come into shot at some point, and we've been out, collected some logs, and we've erected a perch that you can see here. So I'm hoping that we're going to be able to attract in jays, standard sort of common small birds. We get a lot of long-tailed tit, a lot of great tit, bullfinch, goldcrest, great spotted woodpecker, some really wonderful diverse bird life, but fairly common to what you'd expect in this type of area. This morning when we've been setting up, we've had probably 6 buzzards circling right above overhead, and that's one of the reasons why I've selected this little area in particular, because I know that there's buzzards in the area. It's surrounded by a kind of woodland, but there's also this little open area here. So I'm going to go out later, see if I can find some roadkill, get that onto the perch. We're going to leave the trail cam here overnight, see if we pick anything up, but I'll be back first thing in the morning to see what we can find to photograph. I'm going to be putting up the hide for the morning. I don't know if I'm going to use the Nighthawk or my Tragopan Hoki V3. I might give the Hoki a go, because that's a ground hide, and I'd like to think we can get some nice ground level shots. So yeah, that's the plan. So I'm going to check back in the morning and see what we've got, and we'll take it from there. But up until then, see you later. Morning guys, so Sunday morning, it's about 7:30. Might be able to see the sun's just sort of starting to come up behind me. It's going to be a beautiful day. There's not a cloud in the sky by the looks of it. So I came down last night after dark and put up the Nighthawk hide. I went with that option over the Hoki V3 just simply because it takes up there's a smaller footprint, and I can get further back into the undergrowth, so I'm not quite so obvious from above. I've got more cover basically, and I drove around for a good hour or so looking for some roadkill, but incredibly didn't see anything at all, not even a squirrel. So I went to my local pet shop at the garden centre and bought a couple of frozen quail. They've got all sorts there that they sell to people that keep birds of prey and snakes. Could have got a guinea pig, but I thought a sort of bright white guinea pig wasn't particularly natural. So I got 2 quails, defrosted those, strapped them on to the perch. So we're just about to walk down there now. But there's a lot of birds already out and about. So hopefully we'll have a good day. But I'll check back in a minute when I'm in the hide. Alright guys, we're in the hide, all set up. and trained on the perch. So this is the setup we have today. We've got the Z6 on the Sigma 150 to 600. We've got the Ninja V external recorder up here, and we're recording all of our internal and external audio onto the Zoom H6, and that's all sat on the Manfrotto video head and the three-legged thing mic as usual. So the light is creeping up. It's not too bad at the moment. I'll show you the settings I'm using in a minute for stills and video. But yeah, I think I can see a dog in the background. That's going to be the biggest problem we're going to have today. This is quite a popular dog walking common. I've picked this area intentionally because it's off the main path. But if we have any dogs coming in, sniffing around at the quails, that would be a bit annoying. But also, I imagine I'll probably annoy one or two dog owners. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But yeah, we're in a great position. Should be some cracking light later on. The sun generally comes up from that side, and it takes a little while before it hits this part of the common. But when it does, we quite often get some absolutely stunning light, so that would be great. But yeah, no sign of any activity. There's nothing on the trail cam, so nothing came and disturbed it last night. We've just got to sit here and wait. I'm going to grab a coffee and see what the day brings. Yeah, in terms of expectations, I'm not expecting much. I mean, it would be amazing to get some of those buzzards coming in. I mean, they were flying all over the place yesterday above our heads, and when I walked back to the car, there was one perched in a tree just behind us, and that flew off. I mean, that was really close. So you never know, but it's a new perch, so we'll have to manage our expectations, I think. But if anything does come in, we're perfectly placed. So yeah, I'll show you the settings in a sec. Grab a coffee, and then it's just a case of waiting. So I'll check in with you soon. So these are the settings I've got at the moment. The light isn't as great as we would like it to be. As I say, it takes a little while for the sun to get high enough to hit this part of the common. But I think we're at f5.6, which is as wide open as this lens can go, because we're not fully extended out to 600. But that's pretty cool. I think if anything did come onto that part of the perch, there's enough of it in frame there to get a good shot. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm down at 1/800th, which probably isn't ideal, but because we're on a tripod, I'm hoping I might be able to sort of get away with it, and we're not trying to capture a bird in flight. I really don't want to put my ISO up sort of any higher, if I'm honest. I think 3200 is probably the max that I would want to go. It's a bit of a schoolboy error, a bit of a tip. As you can see, we've got some seeds and nuts placed on that part of the log that's just slightly off right of centre of screen, and obviously I wasn't able to check the precise view of that log from within the hide yesterday because I didn't have it down here, and if something did land on that, you can see that the view is a bit obscured by those dead I don't know what they are really, dead bushes, reeds. So yeah, I might have to go and sort that out in a second. So you might be able to hear in the background the sound of the local hounds. And ironically, just in front of us, just now, a beautiful fox ran across behind the perch. I was sat in the chair here. I'd just been over to flatten down some of those weeds that were in the way. And he ran straight across, right by the perch. Didn't bat an eyelid, didn't stop for the quails. Saw me and just legged it into the bushes. Beautiful fox there, really beautiful fox. I thought it was a dog running in at first. It's sun's up, so I don't know if he's on his way back home. But yeah, I always feel a bit sad when I hear the sound of those hounds, and particularly hearing it at the same time as seeing a beautiful fox. But there we go. A debate for another day. Some other camera settings on my iMenu. I've got silent shutter on. I'm shooting RAW. I've got my white balance set to 5500. I'm actually testing out shooting crop sensor on the Z6, even though it's obviously a full frame camera. I've taken off the 1.4 teleconverter. Apart from anything else, it's faulty at the moment, and it keeps losing the connection with the lens. The connection is between the lens and the camera is interrupted. So I've ditched that. I think we're close enough. We don't really need it anyway. But I have switched to crop sensor, which is not something I've used before. So I'm going to just see how that turns out. ISO, as we say, is I'm sort of manually setting ISO. I have got my focus peaking turned on, which is something I think is just absolutely awesome. I love it. And although the focus peaking on the Ninja V is also incredible, and I'm shooting single point autofocus. Thought it might be an interesting view to have a look at the perch from a buzzard's perspective. So you can see how the perch looks from above. It's quite an interesting way of looking at it. And the buzzards I saw yesterday were soaring at varying heights, from pretty low right up to very, very high. So you've got to consider as well the likelihood of them actually spotting a couple of little quails on a log. But having said that, their eyesight is fantastic. Obviously, it's how they hunt and how they find food. Can't go comparing it to our eyesight. But yeah, I think this is a pretty interesting look at the area that we're trying to coax them into. Well, just by way of a little update, we've been here in the hide for a good couple of hours now. It's just coming up for 10:15. So nothing yet. It's very quiet still. Nothing on the perch. Haven't really seen anything other than what I've already told you about so far. Can hear lots around. I hear woodpecker in the distance and lots of small birds, but I haven't heard any buzzard yet. So yeah, one of the things I want to stress, and this is important for me is that I want to, you know, kind of not just give this portrayal that every time I go out, you know, I have successes, you know, whatever I'm trying to find and photograph. You know, it's wildlife photography. It just doesn't happen like that. I've been incredibly lucky since I started this channel with, you know, what I've been able to find. But yeah, I mean, you know, for every hour of good footage I managed to get, I probably get, you know, spend 10 hours trying to get it. So I'll post this regardless of whether I find anything today or not. And you know, if anybody has any ideas, please post them in the comments for things that you think I could be doing better with the perch, you know, anything that you've had success with. Yeah, you know, just please let me know in the comments below. You know, don't forget to like and subscribe if you fancy it. I'm nearly up to 100 subscribers, so pretty small fry compared to you know, many of the other guys out there, but a bit of a milestone. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. But yeah, well, we'll keep going. Alright guys, we're going to call it a day there. The common's starting to fill up with families and dog walkers now. So I think the you know, the chances of a buzzard coming down onto this perch now are fairly slim. Also, this is coupled with the fact that I haven't seen or heard one at all really today. Means I don't think today's going to be our day. But you know, some positives out of it. It's been a good experience. I'm getting the perch and everything set up. It's always a joy to come and spend time, you know, on this common, even if we don't see anything. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Sorry it's not been more successful, but you know, can't be successful every time we go out, as I say, and you know, it's all a learning curve. So we're going to come back. We'll do another session fairly soon. And see if you know, we can have a bit more success. But yeah, thanks for joining me. See you soon. Don't forget, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and check back in for the next one. See you later.